welcome back everybody to episode 5 of the Well-Regulated Snakes. I'm at the site of, hopefully, my future base. Just wanted to remind everyone about these cliff faces that I'm going to try to use as part of the wall. So I have this huge dark area on the minimap. In this kind of area right in front of me, you can see like right in front of me and to the left, there's a bunch of grass. And then kind of in front of me, it's just barren. That signifies a cliff face. And even though obviously it's not vertical, if I try to walk on it, I either can't walk on it, or when I do, I'll slide all the way down, but I can't run back up. It's effectively a one-way wall. And the NPCs, at least so far, have been pretty good about not using it stupidly. Obviously, if my base was up here and they just kept accidentally walking off and then having to run all the way around to get back up, that would be a problem. I haven't experienced that, so I feel pretty safe about using this whole big cliff face, like this valley where the river goes, basically using that cliff face as part of the wall to my base, and then there's like a little, unfortunately, right where all the icons on the map are, yeah, right in front of me, effectively, there's a little patch, you can kind of see it, and then over that way there's another big patch. So if I could put a wall right here, that's effectively this whole area fenced in, at least from a couple sides. But moving bases, because of course my base is not terribly far, but not right next to it either, we're going to have to move stuff over here. We can get what's it called? We can get wood from this grove here, and from those sets of trees down there. But we're gonna have to get started here, kind of, from nothing, effectively, just carrying stuff over. So let me see, where do I want to place the first thing? I think I'm going to start with a barn, which I unlocked with construction level 5. This character has 5 construction. I just recruited him last episode. Where do we want to do it? Do we want to put it up on the hill? Let's put it near the wood, I think, because we're going to have to be carrying some wood in there. Whoops. I want the door facing away from the wall, or the cliff, effective wall. So let's start it there. And you can see his dotted line path. I did not mean to set it to urgent. If I set it to urgent, that means he's going to sprint in order to complete it, which will mean he'll sprint all the way across here. It's a really nice feature if you're like trying to get up walls at the last second or something, but this is not a time where you would want to have someone urgently build a barn. So I think that's going to work decently well as the first building. This will take a while to build, it looks like. 24 planks, he can carry, I think, 4 planks at a time. I could switch off and get him a bigger backpack. He has a medium now, but I think this will be fine. Then once the barn is done, I can start moving my workers over here and have like someone hauling food, someone hauling supplies, and then having these trees get cut down, have these stones get mined, and so forth, as opposed to trees and stuff over here. Also, it looks like there's a red strain horde coming to my base. I'll have to take care of that in a moment, so I'll be right back. I've got my team here, just whoever I could find that was nearby, plus I have Peyton with her bow. I'm gonna try to come at this horde from maybe where they can't smell me too quickly. I'm not sure if that's a good idea or not. Hordes are always a little tricky because if you have like one person or 2 people, a horde can be super difficult. But if you have, 4 people that are reasonable fighters, a horde goes, to trivial almost. So let's see. These were all runners though, so this might be hard. I don't think anyone was bitten, but I think we're good. They'll say something if they were bitten here. No one said anything, and I just rotated through them, so we are good. What's really nice is I can just hit stop following me, and they'll all remember what their jobs were. And even Steven here, I think he was melting down the corrugated steel. Actually, let's get the gold from their corpses. But even like once I stop recording, or not recording, once I stop controlling him, he'll run back to. Why are these different colors? Maybe they're not different colors. Oh, because when I was underneath them, the X looked green on the mini map. It's like, why is that X green and the other ones are red? No, it's just a coincidence. Yeah. So the building is coming along. Actually, I think he's actually getting back to base here pretty quickly. But I'm gonna just continue working and show you some more once something exciting happens. We finished the barn. I brought some chicken wire over to build some of the fences. I actually have a pretty cool idea, I think, for the fences in general, but for this segment, it's just going to be chicken wire, so that I can shoot through it. At least that's my idea. For the rest of the fences, I'll show that off when I get to that part, but I just wanted to show you how effective these fences are. So I've found the thinnest gap between these two cliff faces. At least that's what I'm calling them. I don't know if there's a better name for it. And it's just literally 2 segments of fence, and I cannot get past here no matter what, even though obviously it looks like I could, and possibly, you know, like in real life, if this wasn't a video game, I could step around it or use the fence to pull myself up, but you cannot do it. But if I needed to leave, let's say the base was overrun by zombies or something, I could just go boop, and I'm out. But yeah, it should be great to have a basically one-way wall through a decent portion of the base. It also means that I can, like, let's say, build a big old, come on, up here, big old watchtower, like, let's say, right here, and if I don't have one of these, but if I ever got a sniper rifle, they could see and just, you know, pick off everything in this area, which would be great. The best gun I have right now is just a shotgun, although it is super effective. Probably not the gun that I would put up there at the top of the hill. Anyway, I'm going to keep working and show you my progress. So some 2-star raiders have just gotten to my base. I'm paused at the moment. And I just wanted to show you how I deal with them because they are fairly well armored and armed as well. They have guns, they have some guns, they have some armor, they have Molotov cocktails, or they can, I should say. So let's switch to the shotgun. Run out so they don't light anything on fire. Now I shot that guy I guess I shot him in the legs. Because dodge, please move. I did not want, shoot his head armor. And I am going to kill him because he just came to my base to kill me. And now for the price of, I think, 10 shells? Or no, 7 shells. Because I started off not quite full. I got a whole bunch of stuff. There's another body. Where is it? It's over here. Can I grab everything? Not quite. But you can see everything I grabbed. I got a couple new body armors, another gun, some pistol ammo, and some various other stuff that's not as important. Oh, another backpack is always good. But yeah, that's what the level 2 fights look like. If it was less of a 1 versus 4, I think it would actually be harder because I feel like my people would be getting shot. But maybe if I had like people up on watchtowers, it would be less of the case. But just like loading up one guy who's, you know, super high firearms, running out there point blank with a shotgun works pretty well so far. So building is coming along great. I'm not going to show it off yet until there's a little bit more to show off. I just wanted to show off this kind of community interaction thing. So there's this group, the Undead Bears, over here. And I think I even mentioned last episode that I noticed there were a lot of graves popping up, just like around here. And some of these were probably my fault, like I killed a looter or something and someone decided to bury them. But more and more show up that are definitely not my fault. So there are these Smiley Rabbit Command looters that were near my base. I don't know why they were there. They're basically friendly, or they're at least neutral. And I just got their help killing some zombies, as you can see some zombie corpses around. But I talked to this guy, and I said, I asked for a mission, and he said that Dakota Jefferson, Dakota Johnson is an actress, Dakota Jefferson, someone in this guy's community, wants to have the undead bears killed because they stop paying their dues, which is what has happened to me a couple times where people come to my base and ask for money. Evidently, this group, the Smiley Rabbit Command, I don't know where their base is. Oh, no, that's Javier's group. Oh, here we go. Smiley Rabbit Command, all the way up here. Oh, and there's Dakota Jefferson, even. Um, they evidently came down here and threatened the undead bears, and undead bears fought back, and now they're at war, which explains all the bodies. They keep sending people down, and more on both sides, presumably, die. Which is kind of cool that, two communities that I've barely interacted with, like I've traded a little bit with Jacqueline probably, and I guess talked to them and gotten some people's names, and I've never even been up here. Just talk to them whenever they come by my base, and like they're at war, totally separate from me. Like I've not done anything to influence it. I just thought that was really cool, and I wanted to show it off. It has been a while since the last thing I showed you. I didn't want to keep doing quick bits of like, oh, I finished a barn, I finished an outhouse, I finished the wall, or whatever. I wanted to show real progress. And then time just kind of got away from me, and now it's the end of summer. I believe it is literally the last day of summer. So before things start getting colder, as things move towards winter, I figured I'd show off what we have. So we have our main cooking area up here. We have our food barn. You can rename buildings, so like this one is just called Wooden Barn, but you can see the set name down at the bottom. I tried to name the barns what I'm storing there, so here's my food barn, in the food campfire here as well. Then we have clothes and armor and guns and ammo, and this campfire is for making gunpowder. I believe in the newest patch, which is currently on the beta, you use a workshop to make gunpowder, but at the moment, you use a campfire, so that's what I'm doing. Um, yeah, so I do have a second cook somewhere. I don't know where she is right now. Not Peyton. Someone else cooking up some gunpowder. Uh, yeah, and my people are still in the process of transferring everything over from my old base, but yeah, it'll get done when it gets done. Then we have a big farmland area here. I put in 2 wells so that they wouldn't have to go too far for water, so I can hopefully keep their, time efficient, so they don't have to, walk all the way across the base to get some water, then walk all the way back to water it. And hopefully that means I won't need as many farmers. We'll see. Um, but yeah, the farmland is coming along very well. You can see, I believe this is corn is fully packed. There are a couple splotches in here. You can see some boulders. I've cleared out some of the boulders, but not all of them. Once I clear out all of them, then I'll get all the farmlands, perfectly situated and filled in. But that's not top priority. Uh, then over here we have the building supplies barn. That was the very first barn that I built. So they are basically putting everything big in here, and unfortunately it's already full. So like there's wood over in I think the guns and ammo barn and stuff like that. I have some kilns here, which are not being used very much except for making some cement. But they will be used for making charcoal, making steel once I have the mine set up. Um, and something else, and I can't remember what it is offhand. There's something else, and I don't remember what it is. But those are the main two things, steel and charcoal. Maybe cement was the other thing, I don't remember. Then we have 2 nitraries here next to the outhouses. Nitraries turn urine from the outhouses into saltpeter, which is an important ingredient in gunpowder. So we have those 2 here. It is a slow process, that's why I have 2 of them right here. Then we have a workbench and a forge, because it just kind of, I don't know, it felt nice when I was planning things out that they're the same size. These buildings are the same size, and you can put them like the butts of the buildings up against each other, so it kind of makes one big building, sort of. I don't know, I thought it looked nice. Then we have the tools and melee chest here, or I keep saying chest, barn. Uh, and yeah, that's not that interesting. That's exactly as you would expect it. Then I have my first segment of wall almost done. These walls are super overkill, but I thought it was fun, so I'm going with it. It's a double layer wall. I have cement on the inside, and then I have chicken wire on the outside. And then also there'll be some watchtowers, cement watchtowers in the middle. The reason for this, at least in my head, was that if they break through the first line of defense, I can fall back behind the cement walls. They'll have a lot of trouble getting through that, and I can have a second to regroup or gather everyone or whatever before, pushing back out and fighting the zombies or the looters or whatever out of my base. Realistically, it's just super overkill, I think, but I think it is kind of fun. But it was also very expensive, so I have not made that much progress. And I basically have no wall on this side or up top. Peyton has been running interference basically the entire time, just running back and forth across the map. Because there'll be like a horde over here, and then like a looter group will come in over here, and then another horde, and just like she's just running all over. But she's been doing great, so um, yeah, that's good. She's still only 4 stars in archery, but whatever. You might notice that there are a lot of green dots, and we've actually recruited a number of people here. So let's go over them as real quick. Let's see. I believe Jeffrey Lamb we've met, but Nicole Rios is new. She will be a great farmer. She started off 0 stars, so she started up to 2 stars, so that's great. Almost 3 stars, really. Then we have Maya, who's been doing construction. She's been crafting my chicken wire, actually, from steel. Steel and charcoal, I believe, turns into chicken wire. Another farmer, this person kind of is decent, but basically sucks. Will never excel fully 5 stars in anything, so I've just been having him haul stuff. He'll eventually be like a miner, probably, because I don't think there's any stat that governs mining. Same with this guy. Having max stealth or max hand-to-hand combat, it isn't as important later in the game when people have like assault rifles and shotguns and stuff. Um, this person will probably be a guard or maybe a miner. Archery is decent for guards. Uh, this person again is just going to be a miner, probably because medicine is nice to have, but doesn't give you any special job. Then we got an excellent farmer. She started out 5 out of 5 on farming, and 4 out of 4 on fitness, so she can carry a bunch. Let's see. Karen is she's my gunpowder cooker. She's napping right now. Yeah, so things are going great. No one stays over here for a long period of time, I guess. They might, like this person, I think, is going to sleep over here because he's just been hauling stuff back and forth and just happens to be tired at this base as opposed to the other base. But no one, like, is permanently stationed here. They're hauling stuff. It does just take so long because I had so much stuff over here. Like, before I started transferring the goods over to the new base, like, I literally was running out of room in all of these cabins and shacks. Like, I would kill a looter or whatever that was near my base, and then, like, have to struggle to fit it into one of my inventories here. Luckily, that didn't last long because I got the new base set up pretty quickly after. But hopefully the next thing I show you will be me tearing this down, at least a little bit. Yeah, and just kind of finishing up transferring because I have just so many organizers. The people with little boxes here are the organizers who haul stuff where it's supposed to go. So they're the people doing the hauling back and forth, or just really back and then walking back. They don't do back and forth. Let's see. There was something else I was going to say, but I don't remember what it was. So let me just get back to it, I guess. Oh, I remember what it was. It was farming. So it is, I said late summer, the last day of summer. I believe you can still plant crops in early autumn. But once you get to mid-autumn, you don't want to plant any more crops, or probably even too far into early autumn. Otherwise, they won't have time to finish growing, and you'll just probably waste the seed when winter comes and kills all the crops. I am doing well on the number of crops that I have, but my food stocks are pretty low. It's recommended that I have 36.5 days of rations for winter, and I have 8.9. That said, I have a ton of crops, so the crops will come in soon, and I've been trying to do some hunting with Peyton, bringing deer over, and I think that'll help. I'm not too worried about this, but I am a little worried about this. But yeah, I'm going to get back to it and show you some progress in a moment. It's been a couple hours since the last time I shut off the base, and I've actually made a lot of progress. It might not look that way, but there's a couple things I want to show off. First of all are these blue little lines you see all over. That's not water. Those are actual pitfall traps. Just a classic dig a hole, put some sharpened sticks in the bottom, cover up the hole, and then anything that passes by has a chance of falling in. They're great against zombies, and they're okay against humans. Humans can notice them before they fall in, or if they see like their friend fall in, they'll be like, "Oh, there's traps here. Let's be careful," and then they won't fall in. But having great defense against zombies is always nice in a zombie game, and having a chance of killing, one or so raiders every time a raider stops by is, for free, is always nice. So you can kind of see what they look like here. I've tried to just put them all around, kind of near where the entrances are, but also in choke points. So I put them here along the river, down in this valley, up here, a couple places up here, like if someone is hugging the cliff as they walk around. I just kind of put some there just in case I felt like this might be a path people take. And then this is going to be a doorway, and here's going to be another passageway. So I figured some out here in front of the doorways would be good. And then, yes, some down here as well. I'm not sure what the range is. Like, let's say a big group of raiders comes by here, or even just, a couple raiders come by here, and one of them falls in here. They'll realize, oh, there's traps in this area, we need to be careful. But what is the range of that, like, realizing, hey, there's traps? Does it reach all the way up to, like, traps that might be over here? Or all the way around to, like, this side of the base? Or is it just, like, just in this immediate area? Could they fall in both of these? I don't know. That's some stuff that I might find out or just kind of have to get a feel for. We'll see. The next thing I want to show off is this kind of chicken coop area. I haven't bought any chickens yet because it is about to be winter. I don't want to get any chickens right before winter because I don't know how winter works and I don't know how chickens work. And I'm already worried about winter, so I don't want to like throw another complication into the mix. But yeah, it's just a picket fence. There's a gate right here, a coop right there, and a couple troughs because I could, I guess. Oh, there's another role there. I've not seen that before. Animal feeder. Um, I do have a new role, trapper. One of my dudes is a trapper, so I put these. They're basically 5-gallon buckets. I don't know what they're called in Europe, but they're just like the standard bucket that are like, I don't know, like 2 feet tall and like a foot in diameter, made of plastic. Uh, yeah, so you can make traps with them for bunnies. You just put a carrot and a string, and then of course the bucket. And so he's regularly getting rabbits from up here, and I don't know how what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know how spaced, I guess, or yeah, I don't know the specifics of placing these traps. I just kind of placed them all around. I don't even know if you need to put them in a wooded area. I don't think they catch existing rabbits. Like it's not like a rabbit is walking along here, gets attracted to the carrot, and then falls in the trap. In like something like that happens in Don't Starve, I believe, where it's like a real rabbit is getting simulated when they get caught in the rabbit trap. I don't think that's the case here. I think this just periodically will say, based on unknown factors, at least unknown to me at this time, like here's a trap. Okay, there's a rabbit in the trap. Um, but I think I have 6 placed kind of around here. So hopefully that'll supplement my food. Um, because my food situation is great for right now. If it was always summer, it would be perfect. But yeah, of course there's winter, so that's not perfect. So I have a lot of crops. It is early fall, so I'm gonna have to stop planting or stop replanting, I should say, my crops here pretty soon. Because I don't want anything to like, die before it finishes. Um, and my food stocks though are pretty low. I do have some things that are good, like I have 7 dead rabbits, I have a bunch of venison, I have a bunch of sunflower seed, which you can eat, but I currently have it set so they don't eat it because uh, I didn't want them to eat seeds because I wanted to plant the seeds, I guess. Um, but the major thing is I have so much corn. I've been making mostly meat curry, which I think is somewhere around here in the list. I don't see it though. Maybe we ate all of it actually. That would be too bad. Um, but that takes cabbage, and we have literally one cabbage. And I think we literally just got it. So we're low on kind of, I would say, good food. But I can just boil ears of corn and get a boiled ear of corn, as you might expect. So turning 500 ears of corn into that hopefully will get us through winter, along with some meat from the venison and the rabbits. I don't know how wildlife works during winter. That's one of the main things I'm afraid about, actually. Um, because I have been running like up here to get a deer, or these traps are getting rabbits. Like, will those still function during winter? I'm not sure. And that really affects my food stores for winter. But that's basically everything I've built here. I guess I don't know if I showed off this wall or not. I have the cement done along the bottom, and I have almost all of the chain link fence done down here. It really just takes so long because every single I have to like specifically craft every single one. So I'm crafting chain link here, I'm crafting cement here. I'm even having Steven, my main dude, help craft cement himself because he's not able to, or like they're not being produced fast enough for him to just keep building constantly. Um, Hopefully I'll get this wall done maybe by the end of winter, by spring, I guess you could also say. And you can take a look at my original base. I've torn down basically everything. Um, I actually made a mistake here. I'd accidentally set this shack to be like a storehouse for wood, so they were never taking the wood out of it, and I didn't catch that. I thought I had checked and thought that it wasn't the case, but I literally just before I started recording noticed that was the case. So there's still a bunch of wood to haul over and a couple stones, um, but everything else is torn down. I think I'm going to leave the outhouse and like the cabin here just as like a somewhat safe area, just in case that people can come to if they're in this area. Um, but yeah, no one probably really needs to come here ever again once everything is pulled out of there. I mean, is there anything else I need to say? I think next episode is basically going to be fall and winter for the most part. Unless something incredibly exciting happens that I want to show off. That's going to be the main brunt of next episode is surviving winter. Hopefully I do have a huge group, which is obviously not necessarily what you want for winter, because every mouth needs to be fed, of course. Um, but I'm optimistic. Yeah, I hope that things don't go too badly. I think 500 ears of corn. Let's see, if winter is, let's say, 20 days, and I have, how many people do I have? What is this? Oh, I can just look right here. I have 23 people. That would, and they eat one piece of corn a day, or one ear of corn a day. That would be 400, a little bit over 400. Ooh, that's actually a lot more than I thought it would be. I thought I was just like swimming in the ears of corn, but even just one ear of corn a day, yeah, 20 times 20 is 400. So, just, rough estimate there. Maybe I'm not in as great a shape as I thought, which is probably what you can tell by this really low stock meter here. Anyway, I'm just rambling here. I think that's everything I wanted to show off. This episode took, or is the, I guess, culmination of me playing all weekend, and I'm just like tried to will this base into creation, and it's there, but it's also not there when you only have one wall. But I'm happy with the way it's going. Anyway, I will see you guys in a couple days. Thank you all for watching.